Hi, this is Dr. Pieczenik, and I haven't been around for a while, so I'm going to say to all of my friends hello and welcome again. I'm going to talk today not only about economic warfare with China, but we have a full blown war with China without being kinetic. Now, let me explain what I mean. Not only has Trump put on tariffs, embargoes, and will stop the export of anything in China, and we will not import anything from China, but we will make certain that the bond ratings of China will go to junk. We will make certain that Xi, who has to use a credit system within China, in other words, the only way he can give out money is to use the credit system that he artificially created, then gave it to his political cronies in the Communist Party. And in turn, we will play with that credit system, President Xi, because you didn't understand what I said to you a year ago when I warned you, do not mess with America. Now the neocons will come in and Trump will come in and they will eventually destroy all of China, not just economically. Let me explain why. Number one, economically, we not only have an embargo and tariffs on you, but we also arrested your cousin in Australia, who was exceedingly corrupt. And we know from your past history and your present history that you're paying off the political commissars in order to make sure that you have political power. Well, those days are going to stop. There will be members within the People Liberation Army and within your police force who will understand that you can no longer garner power and make China a one-party system. Certainly not Maoism. Let me explain also why it is you failed so drastically in what you didn't understand in terms of war, economy, politics, and national security. You did not understand that internally, when you mandated that Mandarin will be the main language of the Chinese, you alienated 2.5, possibly 2.5 million to probably 50 million Cantonese on the southeast border of the China Sea. You alienated all of the countries that we now have bases in: Vietnam, Philippines, the Straits of Indonesia, and now we have military positions in South Korea, ostensibly dealing with North Korea, but not really deployed to attack, if need be, the Chinese peninsula. You also know that we have over 120 bases surrounding China. You also know that now with Russia, we have broken away from the strategic intermediate nuclear forces, and we will in turn develop cruise missiles which can be pointed to the Russia and to China. The point of fact is here that we have gone into a full-blown, what we call soft power, non-kinetic action in order to circumscribe your ambitions. You didn't understand what I had to say a year ago, that you had to concede economically, politically, and nationally to a far greater force that is the 21st century. You thought that Hong Kong was an accident. No, we instigated it through agitprop. For 80 days now, we have had young students, now the civil society and the bureaucrats, rioting in the streets. You will then send in your police force and soldiers, and what will happen as a result of that, because you do not understand how to use force, is that you will create a greater cataclysm of disaster for you personally and in China itself, because it will be a model for Tiananmen Square to be resurrected again in Beijing. So you have a problem on your southern border. You have a problem with Russia. You have a problem with Belarus because Lukashenko, who claims to be your partner, really is having internal problems maintaining a country that is a third world country. And as you know, there are riots now in Belarus because they do not want Chinese factories polluting their land, and people will riot there. You will have a problem in Venezuela because you extended all of your one belt, one road right into Venezuela. Elliot Abrams will make sure that Maduro will no longer be there. We've already proposed a whole economic spectrum for Venezuela and other countries where you were in. Let me quote a famous neurosurgeon, Dr. Ben Carson, who said, economic warfare and warfare in general is not brain surgery. Thank you and good night.